All right, folks, welcome back to Campaign 18. We're right kind of where we left things off in the previous episode. We're kind of in the midst of retaking Virginia. I don't know what this is. This is the Union's thing. Since it doesn't give them too many IIPs, yeah, I think that's it. I'm kind of content to just let them sit up there. I mean, it's really weird. If they want to come down from the mountains, then they can come down from the mountains. We have 2 corps down here at Stanton. I am working on a supply depot there. But I feel like from Stanton, you can flex up the Shenandoah. And if not, the rail link starts here, and you can just railroad. It's kind of odd that it doesn't go all the way to Richmond. But anyways, you can either rail to here and then run to Richmond, or if you need to go up further, right, you could come up here to, I don't know, what is this? Is this Gordonsville? I don't know the name of it, and then you come over and defend near Fredericksburg, or you can go up further to Manassas. Still working on catching my cough, so hopefully that one didn't come through. Otherwise, I think I'm inclined to move most of these corps. So there's Hood's Corps, Hampton's Corps, Cooper's Corps. I think I'd like to have most of them. I don't know if this is the Shenandoah River, but whatever river this is here that runs north-south, I think I want my forces on the east side of it, or at least just over to the west side, and then we can flex east-west depending on what happens. Now, we sent Lee's Corps, and we're trying to gather the rest of his divisions down here at Fredericksburg, because that's the most direct route if we don't defend it. And so basically it's this corner that's just southwest of Alexandria, and then we'll flex to wherever we need to, and so that the Union doesn't backdoor us in an easy way. They could always backdoor us way down here, and if they do, they do. You know, we will respond as best we can. We have a manpower disadvantage. I mean, welcome to the war. Man, the Union has really turned on the recruitment spigot, and they are, well, you can see where they are, but I think a lot of those are going to be new troops. I think that's after I left them. I don't think that might have been a result of my parting recruiting binge for the Union, or it might be their own. But anyways, we've actually gained back, I think, a point of national morale. National support's a little low, so overall we are sitting about 64. So it's tied, and we are in June of 1863. And so in the center here, right, this is like, to me, it's 2 things. It's about Richmond and Nashville, right? As the CSA, those are the 2 things you want to defend. Excuse me. And for now, we are doing just that. We're holding in Nashville. If this intelligence is correct in the way I've modded this the intelligence, if we don't actually have good intelligence gathering, these could be way off. And depending on the cunning of the commanders, again, this could all be way off. I feel like if the Union up here moves over and wants to attack Fort Donelson, fine. They can get stuck on Fort Donelson, and then we'll flex over to attack them. If they want to come over and sit in eastern Tennessee and, come out of supply, that's fine. And if one side moves faster than the other, we can just flex to whichever one. If they all gang up and try to force their way across, then that's what they do. I mean, I don't think there's too much we could do about that. We could change our stance and entrench better so that we would have more engineering points in that event, but I don't know. I generally like to be, excuse me, on the ready to attack. So Sanders' division is one that is in a long-term recovery of readiness because they had to march overland from Knoxville, and so that was very rough. And then our theater with the poorest prospects is the least important, and so, all right, that's fine with me. The good news is, though, those prospects might be turning around in this episode, and I think this might be where we start our action. And so I'm going to move Donovan's division, and we're going to force march him. I mean, Donovan's division has been around for a little while, and so they should have some experience. Training is still poor, so they're relatively new, but they're not brand new, if I recall. Price just has, well, he's almost up to yellow, so then we can throw him into scouting, and then his division will come back. But really what we're going to do with Donovan, I think, is probably attack Davidson and just do as many casualties as we can to him. And then we'll probably follow up with Stribling. And then, who knows, if we need to, we could send Price in last. But I think the 1-2 of Donovan and then Stribling should be enough to knock Davidson out of here. And then there's a much better threat here that the Union AI has developed to Little Rock. I built this supply depot here, and I moved some forces over here to Batesville. I don't know that any of this is correct, again, for the intelligence, but you know, we'll find out. But we're gonna try to move things, right? If we can move them in a better direction in Arkansas, why not move them in a better direction? We have to now deal with. Now, is this truly being out of supply? It looks like it might be. We might just actually be out of supply, or it's catching up. Hard to tell. Hardy. We'll move up here. I don't know. Maybe we just build a supply depot anyways. It's 138,000 to build. That's not the problem. The cost is stocking it, but we want our troops stocked, right? If we're gonna order them in, so might as well. All right, we can set you to scout. That's fine. Smith already is scouting, so that's good. That'll build up the skilled cartographer's thing. Why don't we move Preston up a bit? We don't want to have to defend the supply depot from the backside. We want to kind of defend it from the front so we don't lose it. Walker's division, yeah. Aren't they? Condition sufficient. I don't know if I've ever seen that in my hours and hours and hours of playing this game. I'm not sure that I've seen that. Cash's division. I mean, do we? I think we do make a play for these forts. Fulkerson, we can move up. And they can trade hands, I'm fine with that, but if it allows us to recapture Alexandria, why not? And if we don't, otherwise we're just sitting here anyhow, so. Alright, Martin, you gotta do some scouting. Okay, I just want Beauregard not sitting on top of Lee so that I can actually see where they are. I had to remind myself. Beauregard, Johnston. I thought I ordered in Chew. Need to come back. I thought Johnston was on his way back. I guess not. One of those orders that just got forgotten about. Alright, so you've moved. Oh, I see Chew. Oh. Third Corps is moving over here. I forget the elements of hoods. Okay, so we're in an auto resolve up there. That's fine. Just move Lee back there. Alright, so that is Chew. Yeah, and this weird thing where the you know, last time it was the Third Corps. Alright. Yeah, but the Corps commands kept running into Winchester and then just bouncing off all my forces there. It happened several times in the last episode. So that was odd. Anyways. Now, one of the other things that happened in the last episode is we got a bunch of our cotton-clad rams done, and so we could set them out. Now we're pretty good at defending the Gulf down here, so that's okay. Okay, we actually have a Mississippi squadron now. Didn't know about that. What does this have in it? Wow, I support this. It's a bit much, but I support it. We don't really need the second rate. Tin-clad gunboat. I think that can operate on the waterways. So, yeah, Vicksburg is a bit far north of what I'm more concerned about, which is Memphis. So I think we're going to send this up the river here. Well, maybe we won't. Let's try that again. You know, we can also send it up and cover this crossing so the Union can't take Little Rock yet. Alright, I'm betting Donovan's running out of supplies, so... Let's move him up. I don't think it matters that he's in scouting because he's not going to be reinforcements. He's going to be the actual attack. Wise, I don't think we need to move at all. Price, we can now put in scouting. I can just leave him on defensive. He doesn't need to. He's not in range to reinforce, so that's fine. Stribling is entrenching. He's blind. Well... Remind myself, where was I here? Doesn't look like anything great is ready to get taken there. Policies. Okay. About 2 weeks, so maybe as we get closer to July or into July, we'll be able to do something there. Hardy's division, sure. So who's under Hampton? It's Kershaw, Hardy, and Fulkerson. All right, so Fulkerson's out of place. And I think I sent him over here. Yeah. Well, we might just have to wait till this is over. Looks like we should win. You know, while we're sitting here, I was thinking about detaching. I don't know that I need an entire division or an entire corps, but we'll probably send a division to deal with Fort Monroe. I mean, they only have 58 troops. Yeah. Maybe that's what we'll do with... You know what? We're gonna send it. We're gonna have Beauregard do. Yeah, we'll have Beauregard do it since Lee's corps is kind of all spread out and not ready to move anyways. But this would be nice to take. All right. So that done, we can move Fulkerson. Oh man, Fulkerson is in rough shape. And I believe the odd man out here was Williams. Yeah, Williams I believe is part of Hood's corps. So why don't we move him over here? And that'll do. You're scouting, very good. Yeah, 2 corps down here is probably too much in Stanton, but it is what it is. Are we closing? We're closing in for battle here. It's a slog to get over there. That's fine. We should get notified when they're ready. So if that's Kershaw. Alright, so then we're back in the east. Yeah, I mean, if they're actually going to fight this, alright, fine. I don't know why they're sending in divisions piecemeal, but... yeah, we'll take that fight. Alright, Well, yeah. So I like this map. This is reminiscent of the previous battle here. So Hampton's Corps, we have Kershaw and Hardy's division, and then this would be Williams. Yeah, okay. So we talked about all that before. Yeah, I surprised me a bit last time when on a on this map it came down this way. It wasn't the exact same points, but it was mostly the same points, and yeah, I was caught out of place, and that will probably happen again. But what I liked in terms of places for artillery, this rise right here, given where the points are, and my preference to keep artillery near roads, I think we'll set them back a little ways. All right, so move them there. We're going to detach you and stick you looking, I guess, straight away that way. And Walker's battery we can have looking that way. That's fine. Bring me the spyglass. Just so that if we end up in an artillery duel, we have a bit of an advantage. Or if we get rushed by infantry, right, we can... Hold on, I can... Yeah, I can upgrade that a little bit. Yeah, that's fine. Get in there. Get in there. So, this is a pretty good road network here. We'll deploy them there. Hardy, I think, should deploy down here. And then Kershaw can deploy like... Well, this will keep them near roads and trails and in a position where they can mutually support each other. So that works for me. Detach the cab and stick it out on the flank. Where's your cab? Okay, it's over here. Detach it. And we'll put it over here on this road, and we'll do the same with these guys. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing going. Let's take this down. Let's take this down. We don't need to know about that. Oops, should have done that earlier. We'll put scouts out and move them up. This is a larger force, so we'll actually be able to get scouts out of this one. And then we'll move... No, we're going to move the whole force up here. And... Perry, we definitely don't want you meleeing. We'll put you back on a fence there. And let's see what we get. I did not check where the Union was coming in. So I should do that. I should also change this to evade, just so we are clear. Let's see, where did the Union come in from? Over here. Or over here. I don't know. What can we say? Do we see any dust clouds? I will say I don't do it in I don't do it on video here, so I don't do it too much anymore. But if you're ever looking for a challenge, the in the saddle mode, the where is it here? HQ in the saddle. I actually really like it, and I'm pretty sure you can do it even though this isn't whiskey and lemons. I feel like I've done it before, and if you ever really want to challenge and trying to command an army either from your choices are the paper map and then pretty much just the view of any one of these sprites, it's wild. It's a different way of leading. I don't know. Is that the friendly cab over there?
It's a nice revolver you got.
That's a new line.
You got there.
That's a nice revolver you got there. So maybe the AI is not going to attack me. I think I'll. So then, can these guys see the friendly cav? Oh, is that them? I think that's. Or is that a rock? Oh, they just don't render in. All right. I don't see anybody. Huh. Oh, I do now. They just blipped on the map. Over there. So the cab is coming this way, which is pretty much what we're doing. Remember, the AI knows where your fortifications are. So that's not a great angle, but. And they will usually try to flank it. Which also reminds me, we can just set everyone here to defensive. I did not give them stances. It's something I'm trying to do more. Did not throw skirmishers out, but it allows us to throw a lot higher volume of fire down. So I'm okay with that. Since we're getting near the end of the day and they're so outnumbered, I suspect, I would not be surprised if they would do it. There is no reason for them to have taken this fight. They just threw away the first Ohio cap there. Ran into 2 brigades. Alright, now we're getting skirmishers out, but that's because I didn't have them in, I think that's because I didn't have them in defensive mode, so. Looking for other Union, I don't see them. So again, if you're just joining and haven't really watched the campaign and it looks like it's running a little bit better, hopefully it looks like it's running a little bit better on my system. It is because we're running it with lossless scaling. We're doing it with the latest version, which is the 3.0, and we're doing it on 3x. And so the base frame for this right now would be 38, which actually isn't terrible, but it's not great either. But I mean, I have like a mid system, but I'm actually excuse me, I'm actually seeing it in about 120 FPS because it's got the 3x frame gen, but OBS limits the capture to 60. But still, this game in 1440 at 60 FPS on the highest graphics it can get, I think it looks good. I mean, the scale of the maps are huge. And the fact that we're doing it at the regimental level, there are a lot of sprites, there's a lot of stuff going on. And so, yeah, as is well known, anybody who's played the game for a while, I don't know what the technical term is, but maybe it's optimized, maybe it's something else. But if you ever look at the performance monitor on Windows while this game is running and you're like, you know, I'm only getting 20 to 30 FPS and I have a decent system, you'll notice that your system's not really working hard. It's not utilizing whatever it is that does it. It's not, and it's frustrating because it's like, well, you know, I have a system and I want this game to look good, but just something isn't engaging there. And so I found that lossless scaling, it's I think $6 or $7 on Steam, is really good for this game. And I think it's good for, I think it's meant more for older games maybe that just don't have the performance of others. But one of the knocks against this game, if you don't have the bug problem, is that it just runs so bad. And I get it, but lossless scaling, to me, it's worth it. I have not found it as useful in first-person shooters and some other games, but I have found it very good at making this game in particular look better. And for those who can remember and have been around long enough to have ever used, or at least seen me use, the improved 3D textures mod that was created by just a modder, my dream is always to have that and then be able to play this in lossless on the high scale. Here, we can move these guys back. At this point, we're just tempting, getting overrun here. Yeah, my dream there is to just be able to run that mod in this with lossless scaling, and this game would look even more incredible than it does. But that modder has indicated that they do not play this game anymore, and I think whenever they were putting the mod up, it was getting taken down by Steam or something. Somebody somewhere was taking it down. There's Google Drive, but then the files would disappear. So it's very odd whatever happened with that, and I never snagged the files in the last few renditions, and I'm not smart enough to figure out how to mod it on my own, so just playing with the vanilla graphics settings. But it's amazing that a modder could figure those things out, but they weren't included in the game, because, you know, people do care what it looks like. Though this game started with 2D sprites and upgraded to 3D sprites, so, you know, there is that. If it's getting darker on your screen, it's because it's getting darker in the game. Yeah, my AI has decided to move this way. I guess this makes sense based on where the threats are, although I think they were deployed fine before. Ugh, that ain't good. Alright, some tips here. No, there you go. My goodness, clowns. Those scouts back. And get loose. They're firing. Oh, there. Okay. At the road base. Alright. But there's no attack over here. So we'll move that battery that way. Sure. And we're going to switch Williams to the attack. And even though it's dark, we're going to watch this as well as we can. Yeah, the AI's proclivity to rearrange itself while under fire, for reasons it didn't have to, I will never understand. There's also some weirdness you'll see sometimes where when, we'll say the regiments of a brigade, but I think even sometimes the brigades of a division and so on, if you try to move at the higher level, so if we're talking about brigades of a division and you give the division movement order, but the regiments are kind of the brigades are kind of scattered. Rather than keeping their relative position, like the rightmost one, wherever it is, will remain on the right. A lot of times they'll be given orders like crisscross, and so they're moving through each other, they're disrupting each other, and they're slowing themselves down rather than. I think we just missed being able to get the fence. That's terrible. Well, you know what? Good enough. Might just have to be good enough over there. McLaw's brigade, why don't we send you over here? Because apparently we haven't figured it out otherwise. And why don't we move Featherston's brigade? Oh my goodness, you guys are stupid. Ugh. All right, so that's all that. Yeah. Let's see. Alright, I guess these guys need some help. So, there you go. Figure it out. And they did withdraw. Alright. Well, they actually did better than I thought they were going to do. But that's because one of our divisions was out of place. And if that was only one division of theirs, that was pretty beefy at almost 10,000. But still, I can't complain about a win. All right, so that was up here. All right, I think we lost this. Yeah, we got it kicked down again. All right, sometimes it just shuts off. Takes a break. Kershaw and then Williams we've talked about. Alright, bring you over here. I have no problem with having more supplies. Alright, Fulkerson, good. You're still doing what you should do. Chu, you're doing what you should do. Beauregard. Oh, I know why things aren't moving. It's because they're not moving. Oh, are they getting a little counterattack going? I guess we could also, while we're here doing little. Ripley, I don't know. I feel like embedded reporters just to try to keep the troops happy in the late war if they become veteran. Give them some folks they're happy to follow. Skilled cartographers, that's good. I like speed and the intelligence. Okay. Who is this Cabell? Cable? Who knows? Ripley, you can get up there. Go for Fort Whipple. Martin, he's getting his readiness back. That's fine. What? Oh, this is the one out west. A total of 17 men that are low on morale. Out of 9,428. Is it worth it? Yes. Alright, we're going to play this one because, to my surprise, Stribling is coming in as reinforcement. Alright. Ugh. Ugh. So, if you don't know what those sounds are about, right? I figured we'd be at the opposite end of the map, and we are. But the downside is really that they are apparently quite close to us. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. But this is my Chancellorsville of the West map. Nobody calls it that, but I do. Artillery, you can just sit back. I don't really care what you do. We have basically no engineering points. Guess we'll put you over there, and then you over here. And we're going to set Stribling to defense. Okay. That much we know. We're not going to be charging. We're not going to be sitting on our horses in the woods. Roads, you barely qualify as scouts. Alright, but you're going to be down there. We got to play up a little bit in case we need to fall back. But otherwise, we'll try to keep a tight defense, and then... Where's your... Oh, of course, it's the cab that's got terrible... terrible morale here. Alright, but we're going to press play. Are those scouts out? I can't tell. It's hard to see. In any event, we will send them forward and see what we see, because we got to get them moving. Oh, they're the scouts. I see them. The vedettes. And then the rest of Donovan can plan to move up here, I guess. Probably detach Butler's artillery. We should also start moving up here. Just to close the gap between our forces in case the Union's way up here. We'll have our forces that much closer, but it doesn't look like that's the case. Looks like they're locked down here. So what does Stribling have? 9,600. Alright. Let's clean this up. This looks ugly here. McIntosh's brigade. Move you up. Kind of want you in front of that. Brown has a little ways to go. Alright, so that's that. The rest of Wise's corps guess we tell them to move down here. And we'll send out Marshall to scout to that bridge. Yes, I would take cover too. 6th Arkansas Flying Battery. Yeah, I think the AI recruited some horse artillery at some point. Or I did accidentally, and pretty sure I named it the Flying Battery. Butler Artillery. Let's move it. Let's move it here. Alright, the boys are already going prone, so that's good enough. We're just gonna have to minimize casualties. Alright, so it looks like down to Little Sugar Creek is open. Stribling. Why don't you order... Yeah, why don't you order skirmishers out? It also may lead the AI to focus on shooting the skirmishers. So now we have... Now it looks like we have our scouts. I guess they rejoined us, and then... Yeah. Alright, Pyron, you can move up here. Musket fire? What do they got? Oh, Fayettevilles? Okay. Thought maybe they were testing. So they have Fayettevilles, but they have mixed muskets. They have Fayettevilles. Mississippi's, yeah, those would be nice. Okay. Skirmisher friends. Don't be here. Okay, you want to stand up? Alright, you guys stand up. You got it. But what we don't have are reinforcements nearby. Alright. I think what we're actually going to do when we get here is just line the brigades up. And just send in one brigade. They're just going to attack an echelon. Find any targets here for real. What if we order everyone to lay down? Then you can find targets. Okay. Sometimes you just gotta move the artillery a little bit, just change its facing, and maybe it'll find something, and maybe it won't. It doesn't really matter. Well, it does matter, but you need the ambiance of that artillery firing. Alright then, it's gonna be like that. I don't know, if I move this artillery up, then the infantry, I don't know, so their infantry's on the move already. So, what we're gonna do with Pyron here is probably actually move them back. I think the rest of this is okay. We can always flex McIntosh's brigade to support Brown's here. I don't know what the situation is with these guys at Fayetteville's. It's not their first battle, so that's good. Fayetteville's not the first battle. Fayetteville's not the first battle. I don't know why it says unit is cut off and yet it must just be too far away from some of this other, from maybe the parent units back here. 'Cause everything else here looks pretty good. All right, well we continue to set. Marshall can do a little more sneaking. So what we're gonna do, actually that's perfect. Yeah, we'll have them go in, whatever brigade that is, we'll have them go. McCrae's brigade. All right, well McCrae's brigade, you are going to be the first to go in. And after McCrae, we'll have you, known as Reigns, and then after Reigns, we'll have B. And we'll have B line up there. It's messy, man. It is messy. So what I'm thinking is, well, my thought was to actually pull back at an angle slightly brown, and then allow Macintosh, right, to try to pull him in, and if Brown pulls back, then Macintosh can get the much easier end on. I think what we're going to do is we're going to pull our skirmishers back. Now they're now the AI is pulling back. Tricksy hobbits. That wasn't much. Alright. Huh. Okay, then we're gonna push back up with these guys. What on earth is this? Is it just a random patch of what? Just an artillery piece out in the woods. Hold on. Hold on. Get these scouts back here. I don't believe this. Go investigate that. That seems very suspicious. Oh, they're coming again. They're showing us. They're just gonna march backwards right into us. They don't even care. Alright. Well, wow, they broke. But they will be back. They did not go through their lost resilience. It's interesting that it looks like they have the defend order on. Or they did. So their backwards marching really threw us off. I mean, just the sheer intimidation factor here. I don't know what this is. This is something that has happened. I'm pretty sure this is post Whiskey and Lemon, which did something with graphics. I know with horses, it made horses frequently just their backsides will glitch out and they're just constantly like shaking back and forth. It's all very odd. So I'm gonna move Macintosh up there in attack formation, so hopefully they keep their relative position. Now we're gonna see if we can send Pyron in that here. You know, if we break off the rest of these regiments, the 14th Missouri. Okay, 13th Missouri is gonna be a little bit hard. What? Girardi? Girardi. Is this an artillery thing? I don't know. It was a somebody thing. Oh, second Texas, he just caught just an unlucky cannonball. Well, that did not go well for them. That looks like the entire brigade broke. So we'll halt that movement because what we're going to do with Brown is now press Brown up. Pyron, honestly, you could probably just move up like that. Is anything here shooting? Nothing at all. So my evolving thinking is to send Brown at, oh, you know what? It doesn't even have to be Brown. Who's that random artillery piece back here that was shooting? You know, I bet what we just took out might have guarded their right, our left, and their artillery at Brightwater, and we might be able to just swoop in and silence that artillery. Oh boy. It's a haul, man. It's a haul. Where are you going? Yeah, you're going over there. That's fine. Alright. Nope, do not do that. That was the wrong person to click there. That's what we wanted, Macintosh. So we'll do that. I do not remember moving these guys at all. Ooh. This is like registering some artillery out here. This has gotta all be wrong. No idea what that's about, but that is probably right. Alright, let's speed her up here, because... Up. Well, that is some amazing timing. Dude, there really are, like, it looks like just dropped artillery out here. Nah, don't do that. I don't know what that was, but that is odd. Goodwin. Goodwin, you have evolved a strange formation here. Some forces over here. Pyron, I have no idea what you're trying to do, man. This is one of the other things where just artillery does, or cavalry and other things. They just no, it's everything though. It's even infantry. They just get like these things where they think they have to go over here to go straight forward, and it's like no, you don't. Come on, gentlemen. That seems like it makes more sense to me. Something is opening up back here. Dribble isn't. Oh, dib roll. Never mind. Got him confused with somebody else. Yes, that makes sense. All right, the craze almost here. All right, we got some artillery that's shooting back. That's the good news here. What else can we do? So wise is the overall area. Well, not see these? I don't understand. So I'll say that things started earlier than I wanted. That does happen. Macintosh, where? What do we have to do up here? was pulling them. Wow. So I wonder if they just didn't have really low support from being in enemy territory. And I know they had a supply depot, so that should have helped, but I'm guessing maybe that wasn't enough. Because it doesn't feel like they should have broke this quickly, but some of the units broke pretty easily. Like, you can see they're stable and they've barely taken any casualties. So it's their first battle. So that, excuse me, that might be common to other units in that force as well. And being in enemy territory and now being outnumbered and being attacked from behind probably great. But yeah, it'll be a long retreat timer because we were pretty heavily engaged. It looks like a lot of their forces are going to try to go through this route we've cut off, and the others are just going to run through the woods here. So it's pretty good for us. But I usually don't go hard in the paint for mopping up the AI once it's decided to break. Even if they do the same to me. I mean, if they do the same to me, then I'll probably do it. But I just feel like, you know, it's the AI. Which, by the way, I think is... I think the model in the game is good, or at least what they were going for. I think one of the challenges is that it just wasn't well optimized. So I've been tuning the AI in battle to a lesser degree in campaign for years. And I'm at the point where, honestly, if it's 50-50 in terms of numbers and quality of men and arms, I don't know that I have a 50% chance of winning. I've gotten rid of all of the buffs that the vanilla game gives to the AI. So that's not why. I just think the AI is actually pretty good when the parameters of how it's supposed to behave are good. And you'll see it in my videos. You know, recently we've had a lot of favorable fights, and so it doesn't really come across as well. But I think the AI is actually frequently quite good. I complained about the bananas things it does, like rearranging troops when you're in contact with the enemy, and it's completely unnecessary, right? But that's not something, well, I might be able to mod it, but I'm not sure how. But the actual deployment movement is frequently good enough that I know I'm challenged. I mean, everybody thinks that multiplayer is the way to introduce a challenge. It's not. It really was just about tuning how the AI works in the system that the developers created. And, you know, what feels balanced is going to vary from person to person. But I think I've gotten to the point where, again, there's a reason why I usually want a numerical superiority in the battle. It's because I'm not sure that I can win without it. But I'm also wondering if it's going to be recruiting time here soon, because we are falling just far behind. It's almost 3-2, and so that would mean like a 50% disadvantage for us overall. I mean, if we can still rush people to the sites of battle so that we don't feel that 50% disadvantage, but I certainly won't want to go into every battle down 3-2 against the AI. Again, it ain't perfect, but neither is the human player, and yeah, it's quite good when tuned. And again, artificial buffs to the AI was not the way to make it more challenging. I don't know where the AI is going to strike next. I kind of feel like this is good enough. I don't know if, you know, preemptively swinging at one of them is what I'm supposed to do here. We'll put Saunders in scouting, and we'll just accept the fact that if there is a battle, he might be late to arrive or not arrive in time, but that is what it is. Alright, so this means that Donovan can now continue through to Fort Smith. Wise can begin creeping up. Once that movement's done, we're going to recall Price. Well, once Price gets some readiness, we'll recall him, and we'll burn the supply depot at Carrollton, since I have really no desire to go for St. Louis. I'd rather hold on to Little Rock maybe push the Union back in eastern Arkansas, but that's about as much as I intend to do at the moment. Yeah, so readiness is, excuse me, key here. So we're going to go back and grab as much readiness as we can. Again, Donovan doesn't have too much readiness lost because his troops were not heavily engaged in that last battle. So that's why that is as it is. All right, we're slowly moving here. Try to take Fort Monroe, or Fortress Monroe. Now, what's this about? All right, so at an hour and 10 minutes, I feel like I'm good for this episode. I'm gonna hop into the battle. So this is another division. It's gonna be Hardy's men first, who will be outnumbered. But 5 and then 7 hours later, we'll get reinforcements. All right, this is the map. Man, stop me if this seems familiar. We'll, so where's the Union coming in? Over here? All right, the Union's going to come in over here or up here. So they're going to come through Winchester. I think our play with 23 victory points would be to... you can either defend Kernstown from the backside. That's probably what we'll end up doing. Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see in the next episode. We get a ton of engineering points for the force that's here. Kernstown is the point that matters. I mean, even with these two, the AI would only have 8. And Kernstown can be a pain to attack because there's this kind of high ground in the back. There's the creek that breaks things up. It's high ground to attack into. So I'll mull it over, and we know that the next episode begins with a battle. So rejoice, and hopefully I'll see you in that one.